we are going to power rank our favorite NFL matchups for the 2024 season. Some of them have had days and or times assigned. Most of them have not officially anyway, although, like I said, plenty of rumors and leaks out there about when some of these games could be played. So, Joe, get us started, please. Why don't you power rank the 5 matchups you're most looking forward to this season? Just announced in the chat by Paul Aspen, Netflix has, in fact, landed the 2 Christmas Day games.
Oh, man.
And I have an inside line on what one of those games may be.
Now they're going to take over live television too, Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Hey, if you're going to invest in some kind of live product, make it football related. Brady, comics, and now this. Now they're going to take over. They have all the money in the world. Why the hell not? Boy, are they going to increase? You think they're going to increase the monthly fee?
Probably the next chance they get. Yeah, they
Everybody else is good paying whatever for the NFL. You got to get every app. Yeah, they can get, and their excuse will be, well, we got to pay for these NFL games. So number 5, power ranking. I didn't think this was going to make the list because in a sense it's kind of boring, but it's also kind of not. We talked about it earlier. Kirk Cousins is going against the Vikings this year. So that cracked my top 5. Atlanta at Minnesota. What kind of reception is he going to get up there? Who's the starting quarterback?
They love him up there.
Who's the starting quarterback for the entire game?
No. But they won't. Yeah. They won't do that thing where they boo him.
Yeah. Minnesota, lovely people. But then you start the game, and then emotions take over. But
he was so nice when he was here, don't you know?
What if that's a Penix game? That could be a Penix game. It could be a McCarthy game. It could, who knows what it ends up being. So it's going to be big that week. Atlanta, Minnesota cracks my top 5. Number 4, really strong idea from Jeff Feinberg. Harbaugh Bowl. They're going to make it a family. It's a family affair to begin with. So you got to put it on a holiday. It's going to be around, whether it's a Christmas Day, Thanksgiving. So that would mean, are we going to get football New Year's Day this year? I forgot how it plays out.
Maybe.
Probably more Christmas.
They'll probably vacate New Year's Day. They usually let college have New Year's Day if it's not on a Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Harbaugh Bowl, it's got to be up there. It will. They'll be doing the whole thing with the parents and who's got it better than us. Nobody. Blah blah blah. He took all his players.
Annoying.
Yeah. Oh, hate it. So that's number 4, Baltimore at the LA Chargers. Number 3, I guarantee this is on Chris Mack's list. It's got to be Russ against Sean Payton. Sean Payton made it clear from day one on the job, I don't like Russ. Everything that needs to change is because of Russ and the culture, and it's probably going to be a short-lived marriage, forced marriage. And that was probably the agreement when Sean Payton came in. Pittsburgh at Denver, number 3 on my ranking of most intriguing matchups I'm looking forward to. Number 2, I don't know if this would be on most people's list, but I just find it so interesting. Out with the old, in with the new. Kind of feels like one team is on the way down, one team is on the rise. And you add in the Diggs move, Buffalo at Houston. Everybody and their mother's going to be betting on Diggs props that week, no matter what kind of season he's having. And it feels like the Bills are on the decline. Texans are popular for every bet under the sun. Everything. People love Houston. Are they going to be able to back it up? I don't know. Looking forward to finding out. Buffalo at Houston is going to be a big one. And number one, favorite NFL season matchup. Gertch was shocked. I don't know why. Because I'm looking forward to this game. Panthers at the Bears. You get the Panthers at the Bears.
Oh, no.
What will go down as one of the most lopsided trades in NFL history, we get to see the majority of it play out because the Panthers have not completely paid the piper on this deal. I remind you, this is Bryce Young on one side, and on the other side, we've got DJ Moore. Bears got in that deal. Now, number 1 pick, Caleb Williams. Bears got in that trade. The 10th pick, starting offensive tackle, Darnell Wright. Tyreek Stevenson, a second-round cornerback, they also got with one of those picks. Started 9 games last year, looked really strong. And next year, the Bears are getting the Panthers' second-round pick, which we expect to be very high in the second round, maybe viewed as a late one. So we get to see that play out on the field. Bryce Young against Caleb and company. The Panthers have rebuilt this Bears roster with that trade. Thank you very much.
I have a trifecta of games at number 5. Yes, a three-way tie.
On.
My beloved Steelers. Week 1, the rumor is they'll be in Atlanta. So we'll get Russ against Cousins. Week 2, there is a rumor out there they could be in Denver. There's your Russ Peyton revenge game. And there is the rumor out there they will be playing the Chiefs at Heinz Field on Christmas Day on Netflix. All of those according to pretty good sources as the schedule leaks. But all 3 of those games, I think, have genuine storyline interest. And who knows what the Steelers will look like come Christmas time. Could be Justin Fields against Patrick Mahomes. We don't know. But Chiefs Steelers at Heinz Field on Christmas Day, give it to me. Absolutely love it. So number 5, a trifecta of Steeler games. Number 4, and the rumor is that this will be on Thanksgiving. Jeff Feinberg mentioned it has to be a holiday. You had it ranked at number 4 as well. It's the Harbaugh Bowl. Ravens, Chargers. If it happens that late in the season too, we'll have an idea of what the Chargers look like under Harbaugh. And again, it will be sickening, but it'll also be, I think, a pretty good game. And you layer those storylines on top, I'll still watch anyway. Number 3, it's already been given a day and time. It's week 2, Burrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Bengals visit the Chiefs. If there is a man who can serve as kryptonite to the Kansas City Chiefs and has in the past, it is a healthy Joe Burrow. Will Joe Burrow be healthy in week 2? I sure as heck hope so for the Bengals' sake. And I do think the Bengals get a big bounce back this year, some improvements on defense. Again, a healthy Joe Burrow. So number 3, I have Chiefs, Bengals at Arrowhead week 2. Number 2, Super Bowl preview. Rumors are it will be week 8. We'll see. Eagles, Bengals in Cincinnati. This is a heavy Joe Burrow lean. That was when we talked possible Super Bowl exactas before the Hawk departed the nest. That was the one I liked the most. Eagles, Bengals. Again, rumors it'll be week 8. So I like Philly, Cincy. Really like the matchup. I think Jalen Hurts is due for a bounce back this year on a full season level. Look at all the weapons they've added. Week 7, it's rumored to be, and this is my favorite matchup of the entire year. It has to be your favorite matchup of the entire year. It's a Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs, Niners in San Francisco. Yes, always go with the Super Bowl rematch, especially if it's not so late in the year that it might not be irrelevant. I don't think either one of these two teams would be irrelevant late in the year, let alone come week 7. So Chiefs, Niners, Super Bowl rematch is number 1 for me, especially if it takes place a little earlier in the season, week 7, Joe.
I start with Koepka. What do we do with Koepka? Guy that he's a reigning champ. He's got 3 of these. Balls out every time. Finished 9 under last year. There's the live factor, but you know, you always have to consider Koepka at PGA Championships.
Yeah, and not only is he coming off the win last year. I think it's important to note that Oak Hill, where he won last year, is supposed to be a decent comp for Valhalla. And almost as importantly, he won at 18 in Missouri at Bellerive, which is also supposed to be an even better comp for Valhalla. Now, you're going back 6 years. Consider that what it is. But this is a guy, like you said, good history at the PGA, regardless of whether it's Bellerive, Valhalla, Oak Hill, Bethpage, whatever, should be a good omen. At 14-1, you can also get 11-1 if you take Scheffler out of the field. And, you know I rolled the dice on a couple of those during the Masters. Whoops. And he won 2 weeks ago, that live event in Singapore. that we mentioned. So the recent form is good. The history in the PGA is good. Can hit it big. I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons that Koepka is the first look in this one.
Jeff, a guy that is typically very popular, especially in the majors, but it feels like a lot of people went cold on him after his performance in the Masters, both, I guess, on and off the course. And I'm talking about Rahm. People love to bet Rahm. They've made money betting on Rahm. I know you're one of them, but I don't hear his name mentioned a lot. Why is that, and do you agree with those people?
So I don't necessarily agree, and I'll start this off by saying I have bet Jon Rahm. I bet him 22 to 1 this week. It's the number got to a point where I'm willing to take a chance. And if you follow my content or have been following me on Twitter, I kind of been spending the last 2 weeks asking this question. I know winning on Live means a lot. Like, you beat Rahm, Cam Smith, Neiman, Brooks, Bryson, there's a handful of really big names. You beat those guys. I know that's worth something. But I don't know what 7th place means on Live, what 8th place means on Live, what 10th place means on Live. Like, I don't know how to quantify that. Because it's like a 28-man field each week, realistically. And that could be being generous, being conservative in that respect. I've been asking that question for a couple of weeks because I've been wanting to bet Jon Rahm this week. He was a defending champion at the Masters. It was his first major post-Live. Not everyone is Brooks Koepka. I'm willing to take my chance at this driver, long iron, bet on good players, major championship motto, because it has historically been easier to bet major championships. Not to say I've had the success, but, the good players win them. Contrary to what I said could happen this week, Jon Rahm at the 20 to 1 number was the player I earmarked. So I am in on Jon Rahm very much this week. It's not a perfect play. You've got to take on those big boys, but I'd rather get those extra points than bet Brooks, and maybe that says something about me.